Hey everyone, it's Stephanie again, and you are tuned into the review of Family or Fiancé Season 1, Episode 5. So this week's episode is Lysandra and Julian. They have been together for quite some time. They're an older couple. They both have adult kids. She has 2 adult daughters, and he has an adult son. She was married previously. She went through a divorce and they got together very quickly. And so that is the issue. That is one of the issues, but that's the main one that all the family members agree upon, that they didn't get a chance to get to know each other. On his side, he has his son come, his niece, and his sister. And on her side, she has her 2 daughters and her best friend. So the biggest issue is that after she got divorced, I think they initially, at the beginning of the episode, say that it took them about 7 or 8 months to get together. But when they get with Tracy, the relationship expert, in their individual session, initially they say the 7 months or 7 or 8 months again. And Tracy points out, hey, you know, there seems to be something that's incongruent, because why would your family say you're moving way too quickly if it's been a significant amount of time? And then they say, no, I think it's more like 2 months. So red flag number 1 that I'm seeing is them both coming up and presenting in a very inauthentic way. And it makes me question, okay, why do you have to be inauthentic about your relationship? What is it that you're trying to hide? And what is it that you, in your own relationship, are uncomfortable with, that you have to present it differently than what it is? And if it's not, then just own it. So what is it that you can't own? So that was a little concerning for me. One of the bigger issues also on her family side, and really her daughters, where she didn't recognize the trauma that they experienced in the turmoil with their father before they got a divorce. So Lysandra essentially gets a divorce, and a couple of months in, she moves in with this guy, and they're together, and it's kind of like, we're on this ride, everybody get on this ride, let's go. Although the kids are adults, they did kind of suffer along with you in this marriage, and it takes her pretty much the whole episode to see how she really needs to include them, because even though it's just a relationship, your relationship involves everyone. It involves the family, hence why we have this show, because it affects everyone. And so it basically takes her the entire time to recognize and to just own and say to them, you were a part of the frustrating and hurtful and exhausting parts of that marriage that ended, and the trauma associated with it, just with arguing and not being in a good place and eventually separating. So I really need to honor that and really get close to you guys and bond and make sure that you're okay before I just throw a new person in your face. So she was able to kind of see that throughout the episode, but it took a lot, because Lysandra, you can tell she's very hard-headed, she's very guarded, she doesn't like to be told what to do. She's pretty much like the one who knows best. That's one of the things that she bumps heads with Julian. Julian is very A-type. He's very like, I am man, hear me roar, and she challenges that. And she's very similar in taking control, but he likes to take control. So that was a concern that was brought up. Every episode they have some tasks where they go do something together for bonding, or they have a game of 20 questions where they get to ask whatever they want for the betterment of really hearing answers that would make the relationship work, or any red flags that they feel would be concerning. And so one of the issues was, are you going to be able to be submissive, because that's the type of woman that he wants, and that's what will work long term. We see that Lysandra says she'll try, but she really can't, because he's barbecuing and she's basically telling him and micromanaging him on what to do. And when it doesn't go the way she wants, she kind of puts him on blast, and embarrasses him in a way to make it almost like belittling. So we see that some areas of improvement for her personality. It gets explosive. It really gets like very sad, explosive, and disrespectful during the dinner, and I believe during the breakfast. There's a lot of tension with Lysandra and Julian's son. So Julian's son feels that every time his father is in a relationship, there's no room for him. And that's an issue that Julian needs to work on as well. His son gets very emotional. You could see his son really wanting that father-son bond, and that never goes away. It never goes away. It's something that's always significant no matter how old you are. And he feels there's no room for him. So he gets very explosive, and you can tell the father Julian doesn't recognize up until this point how significant his actions are and how much they weigh on his son. And of course, everyone gets all emotional and all up in arms because although they all feel similarly, when you cross a line and you're disrespectful or you yell and you are cursing, everyone wants to now protect whoever side they're on. So things did become explosive, but they were able to kind of calm down and have a conversation. They decided towards the end of the episode to take a step back, which I thought was great because I feel like Julian and Lysandra, they got together very quickly and they didn't give their family time to kind of get to know one another with them as the center of the unit, and also give themselves time to get to know each other. Because one of the other things that a family member on Julian's side said is that he gets very bored quickly and he's never wanted to settle down. So that's a concern of theirs, that he's not really in it. And of course that brings concern for Lysandra. So they really decided towards the end to calm down, take it slow, apologize, and really like sincerely mean it, and work towards getting to know each other in that relationship and giving the family time to get to know each other through their relationship while they continue to bond individually. While she focuses on the relationship with her daughters and he focuses on the relationship with his son, and making room for this change if and when they actually make it. So I thought this, I'm glad to see this episode end the way that it is, because I don't think they were really ready for a relationship. In some ways, even though they're like an older couple, they definitely are very immature in the ways that they respond to things or don't respond. And we saw a lot of communication issues, and they shut down. And I know that it's a lot in 3 days, and a lot of things that are being brought up that aren't brought up every single day, and now they're brought up all at once in front of everyone, lights, camera, action. So I know that there's a lot going on, but I definitely felt like this couple needed some more time to just figure themselves out, as individuals, as a couple, as individual sets of families, and then one big happy family. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I think the general theme from both sides of the family, where we're here for you, we want to support you, we just want to make sure that it's right, and if you have us here, then honor that we might be leading you into the right direction, and we do want you to be happy, and we want you guys to be together if that is the best thing for you. So it was up and down, it got a little heated, it got quite heated, but they were able to find their way back to each other, and hopefully they're doing well. So let me know what you guys thought. As always, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, and I will see you next week. Everyone have a great week.